Hello and good morning, everyone, and welcome to join in on Arctic Europe Tourism Cluster Project's Tech Week. We have had these sessions over this November week throughout every day. We have had altogether 7 webinars already, and this is the 8th and final one for this autumn. In case we haven't met yet, my name is Marika Tiikkaja, and I am one of the project managers for Arctic Europe Tourism Cluster Project. Our financier, Interreg Aurora, is the party which is enabling us to distribute this wonderful package of information for your convenience. Today we will be talking about content creation in the era of AI, and especially we are going to dig into authenticity. Our expert today is Ville Niemijärvi from Flowhouse, and my dear viewers and everyone watching the recording, without further ado, I would love to give the arena to Ville and go ahead with the topic. Ville, welcome. Nice to see you again.
Thank you, Marika. And hi, everyone. Ville Niemijärvi here from Flowhouse. I'm going to share my screen and then we may start. Just a second. Here. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Good. So good morning, everyone. Nice to see some of you again. We have had a great week here, a lot of super interesting webinars. Hopefully you have had a fruitful information that you can take for and use in your work. This morning, next 1.5 hours, we're going to focus in content creation in travel using AI, and how to maintain authenticity, and how can you make the best out of AI, but also at the same time respect nature, respect local community, and do it ethically, but also so that you will be not punished by Google search algorithms. So we will be also looking at that. Shortly about me, I'm Ville Niemijärvi. Please do contact me if needed. ville.niemijärvi@flowhouse.fi. You can contact me via LinkedIn also. Happy to network. I have been doing around 25 years AI and data, machine learning and things like that. And the agenda today, like I mentioned, let's first start just a short introduction about how authenticity should be kind of unique selling point. And the main thing here is the risk of AI sameness, meaning that everything looks like the same. So then nobody kind of points out, nobody, if everything is the same, then customers will have a hard time selecting service providers. Then let's look at content creation in the AI era. Let's look at where AI is good, where we should use AI, couple prompting practices there, but then let's look at where human storytelling is irreplaceable, where we need humans. Let's look at Google so-called EEAT framework and how this impacts search visibility, meaning search engines. We all know that Google search engine has declined the number of page visitors from Google, and more are coming from Gen AI tools like ChatGPT. But still, these same frameworks, same principles that Google is using is important also in the era of AI. Let's compare then human content and AI content. Let's see which one we prefer. And then we have a few practical tools, guidelines. I will show you how to do effective AI creation, but at the same time combine that to authenticity. So hopefully you will enjoy. And as in previous workshops or webinars, you can send the message in the chat, and Marika, you can interrupt me anytime, and we can have a conversation and dialogue. And if you want me to test some prompt, please do just give me a hint and I will do it. And all the material here, you will get it later. You will get the recording, the material, or the prompts, the frameworks, and so on. So you will be delivered that. Just shortly, why authenticity is important in travel. And I showed this on Monday's webinar about ethics. And this is basically what we're talking about. On the left-hand side, this is done by, I don't know, was it with Midjourney? It's an AI-generated picture of the Arctic. The prompt was something like, Aurealis and Northern Lights with the local people and beautiful landscape. And this is what we got. And on the right-hand side, this is picture taken by me, and it was in Äkäslompolo Ylläs. There's this Kukas Fell, Kukas Tunturi, and top of that magical moment there, sun was setting and so on. It was like -5, perfect weather, and you can see like 50 kilometers and things like that. So this is basically what we're talking about. What kind of picture of your local community, the environment, and your establishment you want to show to the customers and the tourists, and that is how people start seeing the Arctic and our environment. They will see it and they will talk it from these pictures that we push to the internet and social media. So it's also our responsible to think and consider what kind of image do we want to show. And also at the same time, what are the customer expecting? And of course, we want to do sales also because we're doing business. So we need to consider that, which is kind of balancing the business and the ethics and the authenticity. And when we are using AI, the AI models, both language models and both image models, they are the stereotypes are very strong in there. So stereotype about Lapland and the Arctic area, stereotypes of northern genuine people there, they are very stereotypical. So when you prompt something like, give me a product description of Northern Lights, you will get exactly the same again and again and again and again. That's why when I Google Northern Lights in the Arctic in Sweden, Norway, Finland, I will get about 50 or 100 product pages exactly the same. These are authentic. This is from Visit Sweden. There's Magical Northern Lights, most spectacular shows. This is, I think there was some company here, Magical Northern Lights. This is from Finland, Experience the Magical Northern Lights. So Magical Northern Lights, it's kind of a, what do you call it? The valuation will plummet. It will decrease when you push the same words, same pictures again and again and again and again. So when we have 100 Magical Northern Lights, then nothing comes out. Nothing is special then. So, and that is bad also for the sales. You're not selling. I would assume, I'm not sure, but this is my assumption, that if you put Magical Northern Lights in a header, then 100 other will have the same, so then it's harder to sell it. So we need to be also authentical, but also maybe a bit different than the competitors. And this can be seen if I go to Midjourney. This is a image creation AI tool. This is one of the best in the market. And now I have searched for Lapland, for example. And as you can see, the imagery is very cliche. It's very all look the same. and it's hard to point out, it's hard to differentiate in the with the competitors if we create AI imagery like this. And also it might be a bit unethical to, for example, put a picture like this, at least from Finland, because we don't have this kind of majestic mountains, and it will be quite rare to see this kind of moose or elk or whatever deer it is. So the point here I'm trying to make, that this magical, stunning, vast, fantastic bucket list, these phrases don't stand out from competitors, and they might fail to highlight this individual story or local perspective, and they are emphasizing grand travel experience. Of course, again, we try to sell, we're trying to make business, so it's a balancing. If the UK tourists or tourists from Germany or Spain, if they want to see the majestic or bucket list site or experience, then we might need to use those phrases there. And you are the experts, you know what sells. But also at the same time, we should also bring some kind of individuality there, something that stands out. And this is from Google perspective also. Google, we will go through in that later this morning, but they have so-called people first strategy. So all content should be people first. They should be helpful, they should be reliable, they should be some kind of useful for the person, not for the search engines. So we should not use sales language. We should use kind of true expertise and originality. And like I said, when multiple operators use the same style, same wording, same pictures, it's called AI sameness. So they don't stand out. And this is a example not from travel. This is from LinkedIn, where I spend quite a lot of time. LinkedIn is social media for business. So have you ever heard this phrase, "I'm thrilled about something"? That is a phrase that before AI, I never ever, I'm 46 years old, I've been in business 25 years, I have never ever heard anybody say, "I'm thrilled." Now I see that 10 times a day when I open LinkedIn. So if I want to go to ChatGPT, for example, and I go here and I create a LinkedIn post about me starting in a new job at, this is Helppo AI, is easy AI, it's our company as a AI expert. So I will make a generic post about well, actually this was better than I thought yesterday when I make the practice. It gave me that I'm thrilled again. So when you do a generic prompt in Gen AI like ChatGPT, it's 9 out of 10 are based in very stereotypical, usually from the United States, because the learning material behind the language models are mainly from English language and mainly from the United States. So then the language that it creates is usually very stereotypical, very hyped, very business corporate language, and that's why we will see this kind of results in internet. And always when I say this kind of, I'm super thrilled to embark in this majestical journey with this new company, and it just the credibility for the writer, the credibility for the company and everything, and the trust, it kind of crumbles down. So I will suggest you, and that's why we're here, to learn to prompt so that we don't create this kind of they call it AI slop. It's kind of a much kind of a non-valuable content that the internet is starting to get be full. So that's why we're here, and we're going to create content with AI so that AI will add value, and also we will have the human touch there. And don't worry, soon we're going to create the content more, but first, couple things where AI adds value, and I think that AI should be kind of creative partner and not the storyteller. It can draft stories for us, but it should be more like giving ideas, a sparring partner. But where it's very good to use it for structure and efficiency, I will show you soon. But I think that humans should add the local color, the emotion, the experience, and especially what is happening now. So where AI adds values, if you want to brainstorm product ideas, you can give a prompt and say, give me 20 ideas for a husky ride in between October and December. Give me 20 ideas combining our product portfolio that we have currently, and give me 20 more. So you can do that in a massive way. It's good for drafting product description. We did this yesterday. We're going to do this this morning also. And what's very good is it brings structure and best practices, especially when creating marketing copies. So there has been a lot of material behind the large language models, thousands and thousands and thousands of good Facebook, good Instagram ads, good Google ads. So it's very good knowing what is the good structure. So if you're not marketing expert, if you're not expert in Facebook advertisement, so then AI will kind of step up, and it will help you big time. If you are marketing expert, if you have experience in that, then AI doesn't bring you that much. Then it's basically creating, it brings you at the same level as everybody else is, but then you should also have the human touch there, because like I said, we don't want to create kind of AI sameness there. But translating text, this is what we did yesterday, very good at that. You can generate draft for visuals. Let's say it's a PowerPoint presentation. Let's say it's a website that we did yesterday with Lovable or Gamma app, or just pictures. And analyzing customer feedback, learning from the customer feedback, and then creating content based on that. I'm going to show you. And also automating tasks and kind of bring volume if you want. So I will show you example of this. This is a bit of repetition from yesterday, but if there are new person here looking at this recording or participating this morning, so you will see what I'm talking about. So first example of drafting product description. And like I said yesterday's webinar, you should give the AI role, task, context, kind of additional information, and format which you want the content to be. So I have an example here that I used also yesterday. There was a Northern Soch tours from Sweden, and there's a product Aurora chase with professional photographers. So we have a product description here, and we can create different kind of content out of this same product description here. So let's try this again. And like yesterday, you can take this prompt here, and when you get the material, you can just change your own company here, and then change your details here, add your own company's product description, and you can test it. So let's go here. I will have a new chat. I'm now in ChatGPT. You can use Gemini if you want. This is Google product, or you can use Claude, which is one of the best also Gen AI tools, or you can use Microsoft Copilot or any other tool that you may prefer. So I will use ChatGPT, and I will give it the prompt, your marketing assistant and content creator for Northern Soch tours, specializing on Arctic experiences in, sorry, it's in Tromsø, not in Sweden. So your task is to create compelling, conversion-focused, and search engine-optimized product description for Aurora chase with professional photographers. And I'm going to ask that I want to have a short teaser, like a short ingress, max 50 words. Then I want a bit longer, 300-word product description for a landing page. And also I have here the product description already from the current web page. So I can use this content here. This is from the web page of Northern Shots. And here is the product description. So I want to make a new product description or other content from this same product description. So let's take this. This is from the website. I will add it to ChatGPT, drag and drop the file there. There's also, sorry, there's the window there trying to advertise their new browser. It will go away in a bit. So there's a plus sign here where I can add photos or files, or I can just drag and drop. So let's see what it comes up with. So this is first practice, then we're going to deep down how to make it more authentic and also how to comply to Google EEAT principles. So now I got 50-word short description that I can put in the product page where we have all the products or services. And then I have a longer 300-word description of the product, or with all the details here from the actual product page. And this is a quick example how we can use Gen AI when it's best, when we have already content and we want to recreate, or we want to create different kind of versions out of it. So now we can start using the same information and let's make translations, let's make blog posts, let's make newsletters. I would say that create Facebook ad in English, and then we want to advertise this in Sweden, Sweden, and Finnish, let's say it like this. And this is one of the best things that Gen AI can be used to bring more effective speed in the content creation, because I'm not expert what kind of ad should Instagram or Facebook or Google ad be. So I can enter the product information there and it will localize the Facebook ads in different language. The structure is from best practices. There's the headline optimized for Facebook. The length is optimized for Facebook, and the content is accurate because it uses the accurate information, and it's also optimized for Facebook. And here's the translated Swedish version, and here we have the Finnish version. Not saying that it's the best one, and we're going to make it better, but this is just an example where you can speed up your content creation with AI. If I want, and please do ask if you have any questions, create a blog post about this. I wouldn't recommend using this short prompts, but this is just for the time's sake that so to just illustrate you that how easy it is to use Gen AI tools with the same content, different use cases. So now we have a longer kind of a blog format where there's like a story behind it, and there's a feeling more. It's not just about the facts. It's a story. There are a few moments in life that truly leaves you speechless. Seeing the northern lights dance across the Arctic sky is one of them. But what if you could not only witness this natural wonder, but capture it forever? And so very compelling, but also at the same time, this is a bit against the principles that I'm gonna later talk about. And then there's where the chase begins and the facts. And yeah, actually, I like the idea when we create blog posts, when we create newsletters, but especially blog posts, that there's the authentic kind of tone of voice, our personality there, but then we try to maybe tell a story, something informative, something exciting, something funny, but also we can add those sellable our own products inside the blog post. So that is also good where we can use AI. We can give them product descriptions and then tell a story where you use this product description or use this product as a go to action at the end of the blog post. And so on. This, yeah, looks good, and there are the basic things like call to action here at the end. And then again, I could translate this into Danish, for example, and it will give me another version. So effectiveness and structure are those two things. And of course, if you have a writer's block, you don't know what to write, then AI is a great help. Another example, like I mentioned here, analyzing customer feedback. I showed you yesterday, we collected feedback from different channels, and we analyzed those feedback. We could wrote answer to feedback in TripAdvisor, Booking.com. We could pick quotes to use in our website and social media, but we can also analyze that content to give our development ideas in our business development. And we can go further from this. We can do so that we will collect the feedback, analyze the content, and understand what customers really want. This works better if you have a lot of feedback and you're kind of established or bigger company. Of course, if you have just few feedbacks, this don't work that good. But then if you combine that to your product offering, your prices, your services, then you can have more kind of a you can create, for example, content out of this. You could add there your brand, brand guide, tone of voice, things like that. We're going to do that later, and add more context there. So this is where AI is really good, collecting data from different places, analyzes massive amount of data, and then using that to create content, whether it's product description or website or blog posts. So let's try this. I'm going to use same prompt as yesterday. We have a Huva hideaway. This is in Övertorneå in Sweden, and I'm going to give a prompt. You're the customer experience analyst for Huva hideaway, a unique accommodation located in Övertorneå, Sweden. Your task is to conduct comprehensive analysis of real customer feedback from various online channels. Here are the channels. And then I want to provide a detailed analysis addressing this customer strengths and areas of improvement. So this would be the first step. And let's try this prompt here. And let's go to ChatGPT here. And let's give it a bit of time. It started to use so-called reasoning or thinking model, because I ask it to search the web, and it will make tens and tens of web searches. Like you see, it goes through Facebook pages, Get Your Guide, Booking.com, and so on. So this is something in the content creation that would be very hard for you to do if you have hundreds of reviews in different channels and to follow up them. And the idea here is that to show you how effective AI can be collecting that information, and then you can use it in multiple different ways. So I can start drafting a prompt already, and I will say that use this information to create authentic blog post about Uva and Bever Tornio. You write it like that. Well, it understands. Write a post, let's say blog post, a blog post in authentic and storytelling way, showing what activities you can do in the area in November, and top 5 things. Combine this to customer feedback and include genuine, authentic feedback or comments and quotes. Let's say first, let's not yet put that into action. Let's check the result. So now ChatGPT search these different channels for Huva, and there's multiple 5-star reviews. Call it the highlight of the Lapland trip, guest praise, outdoor cooking, and so on. Pia and Henry yesterday, same thing. People say a lot of great feedback about Pia and Henry. There's 4.9 out of 5, very good. Not much, 16 reviews, but still super good reviews in Google Business Profile. And then there's Airbnb and so on. So we have a channel analysis here, and then we have the customer strengths, what to keep and market heavily. So these are things we understand that, okay, these are the things that we should kind of raise to our blogs, to our website, to our social media. And yeah, and here are areas to improve, what to improve. Now we can use this knowledge. Of course, we would analyze this more, but for demonstration's sake, I'm going to go forward. Here are things to improve, quick wins for the business, what to do, and there are medium-term enhancements. Good thing. I'm not doing business development now, so I will skip these and I will go to content creation. So I want to use all this information here, and I want to write a blog post in authentic and storytelling way. Let's see what what happens now. And now it gives us hopefully authentic blog post. November in the far north carries a quiet magic. Lifts, shifts, the hush of approaching winter begins, and nature holds its breath. At Hoa Hideaway hosts Pia and Henry. That is good because they have been appraised. And as one guest put it, we had the best time at Hoa Hideaway. It's just so authentic and personal. And another note that the guest house was incredible, comfortable, and fun to stay. And then there's a curated list of 5 things to do in November. And here, these information have been gathered from different sources. So they are authentic, and the people have raised these mentions in the internet. These are not just Huva's recommendation, and so on. So this is one example of multiple sources in the storytelling. So we gathered customer feedback, we analyzed the content, we use this content, but then we also search the product information, what to do in the area from other sources, and we combine this and we create new content out of that. So just one example, very quick example, how you can use AI in a massive way, but very quickly to create valuable content for the customers also. Any questions?
Yes, there is a question or more comments in the chat box from.
Just a second, I will check it.
Yes, I can help you out as well.
Yeah.
So you can do the honors, Ville.
Yeah. So Martina asks, can you ask for specific fonts and colors to fit the presentation with sorry, this was yesterday's. No, let's go to this day. Yeah, so Teemu. And so with more time, I know that was also, no, I have only yeah, yesterday's test, this one. Is it the one?
Here we have Teemu with, I'm going to do a direct quote. So with more time actually looking at the results of yesterday's test, he had an analysis of over 2,000 reviews in Facebook pages and blogs done by ChatGPT. So on our yesterday's theme, you can go back to the recording, and we were then testing the different versions of ChatGPT, whether if it's the thinking version or the pro version. So Teemu is referring to that. So he's commenting that it's very impressive, to say the least, will be useful for marketing purposes, and also small newsletters, which are now scheduled to be made for our guides, collecting and summarizing weekly, monthly, and quarterly reviews for some easy collect moral boosts. So this is really good outcome, that you have really put everything into practice already. So I hope many of you have had this opportunity to test. And if not, you're more than welcome to use the material within the webinars. It's very nice to see so concrete results already that you've managed to put into action.
Yeah, thanks. I agree. Thanks a lot, Teemu, for the comment. That's a great example. And like Marika mentioned yesterday, as you see in my screen, we used both this instant model, which is better for content creation, and the thinking model is for web search and logical thinking, when you have to really think and reason and dig in deeper. And yesterday we had both practices with these both models, but also Teemu has the better license model than I have, which is Pro model, and it does even more time in the analysis, and you can use that also. And we have one more, which is so-called deep research, which does around 15 to 30-minute analysis, and it can gather hundreds of web pages. So if you want to really dig in into the customer feedback and so on, you should try this deep research. But you can start by selecting this thinking model here, and those are great examples. The morale boost for your employees. It is very important to show the employees that, hey, customers really love our services. Look at what they are saying. So this is something that I could also test here, that, okay, create a internal email for our employee is showing how customers respect their services and hard work, and point out few actual reviews, for example, like this. And of course, then we would modify this text. So you can use it the same data and then use it for multiple purposes, like Teemu mentioned there. Thanks Teemu for the comment. Good. So let's move forward, and let's see where I was. Yeah, here. So then the thing where AI isn't that good, and I would say that where human input is essential is how does the air feel this morning when you step outside? You know the feeling when we talked before this webinar started with Marika that in Rovaniemi currently it's everything is green and usually there's snow in the ground, and the discussion is about how much snow you have at the moment. But now the air is much warmer. I'm in the center of Finland. There's like 10 degrees here, and it's more like August. It feels like August. So this kind of feeling, this kind of immediate, what it is like now is something that AI can never, at least now, reproduce or show. So when we put out blog post, newsletter, or social media post today, if you use AI, it will probably say, and if you use it in the Arctic this day, it will say that, oh, the snow, it's snowy, it's white, it's winter wonderland here, and that would be false information. And I would say the basic things where human input is essential is the cultural context and voice, the local storytelling, and also the ethical and factual validation. And this is important, the factual validation that we don't, and this was something that we discussed also on Monday in the ethics webinar, that we need to give facts and we don't, for example, overpromise things like, okay, 100% Northern Lights guarantee, and then you can see maybe polar bears and bears and so on. So I would say also creating new facts and is thing where humans are needed. So AI recombines what exists, meaning that it has been learned, taught with the massive amount of information from the internet, from digital books and so on, but it doesn't know what it cannot basically recreate new information. And when we humans go to see, taste, interview, measure, document, we can create new information. Like if we see new bird in or if we see customers tell us stories and quotes that there's something is changing now, and there's a new thing here around, there's new coffee shops or things like that. Or like I said, the first snow in early winter or first flower in the spring. These are things that AI cannot just, from a time perspective, they cannot monitor those, but also it's the feeling that we know that everybody knows when the first snow comes and how the air smells and things like that. So these are things that AI cannot invent without risking fabrication, without giving false information. And also, if there's a conflict, if there's a complaint, if there's a crisis, then you need to tone it down. You need to sometimes just shut up, and you need to respect, and you need to have a lot of empathy. And this is things that AI, you should never give it to AI. Of course, you can draft, for example, if there's a crisis, there's somebody has had an injury or things like that, and you want to make an apology letter or email or something like that. You can draft it with AI, but this is definitely something that requires empathy, and you maybe need to think that what we're going to offer for this customer, for example, or if it's a worst case, somebody has died, for example, there has been cases or something like that. So then you need to do the human work there and not use AI, because then it can backfire you very bad. And this is something that we humans, corporates, are very bad at. Smaller companies are better, but corporates are usually, when there's a crisis, they kind of answer it in a worse way, saying, for example, neglecting that nothing happened, or saying that this isn't our fault, or even as worse would be giving AI answer, and people see that, okay, you're not human at all if you're using AI in this kind of context. And also tacit, so-called off-the-web knowledge, quiet knowledge, micro details, things that aren't indexed, that are not shown in Google search. So today's trail condition after rain, was it muddy? How did it feel? If there's a boat captain workarounds in crosswinds, or your tour operator when you were searching for those Arctic lights there, northern lights, and then something funny happened or something like that, or local baker maybe in southern Europe where they open 5 or 4:30 and there's always the smell comes out of the pastries that they do. So these are things that probably are not always in language models, and these come from the human networks. And this is useful information, and these are the stories that we need to include in the content that we create. And this is something that AI cannot replicate. It can only guess. And this is, I believe, and this is kind of a when we talk about storytelling best practices, and also actually Google search engine best practices, this is something that we should show. The authentic expertise, the authentic useful information. So please do add these things there. And you can mention that the Peter or Mary or Catherine is our local guide who knows all the flowers, and one time she ate a mushroom and the tourists were afraid and so on. Whatever, those stories, those information, you might not expect it, but they will also raise your Google score when you do this. And I'm gonna go shortly in that Google EEAT framework. So don't copy paste AI output, co-create it with AI, and I would suggest using AI to speed up, to draft, and also to collect and analyze massive amount of information. And then when you have that, then use your own expertise and put the human touch on top of that. Let's do another practice, AI product description with human touch. I will show you a short function in ChatGPT that you can also use. We have another company here. I will use Visit Helgeland, and they have this hiking trip adventure Rypting in Somna. And same thing, let's give a role, task, context, format, what we want to do. And we want to create a compelling product description for a hiking adventure Rypting in Somna service. And I have, here's the website. I could offer this website, but now I have taken the product description as a PDF. I will give it as a context, so ChatGPT knows the details. And then I want to have a max 300 words. And as you can see, as a tone, I said, avoid cliches, avoid AI manners, avoid overpromising, keep it upbeat, but down to earth. So this is just a small toning, adjusting the prompt so it wouldn't be so plastic AI created, so more human-like. So this is an example where we use actual facts from the products and the power of Gen AI to create compelling product descriptions, but also we tone it down. We say that, okay, don't be too AI-ish. So let's try this. And let's go to ChatGPT here. Let's give the prompt, and then I have the product description here. Let's look at it, how it looks like. This is directly from the website, just taking as a PDF. And here we have beautiful mountain landscape, and here are the facts, and here are the information. And as you can see, there's not a lot of description in this hiking adventure in Visit Helgeland's page. There might be in some other page describing this more, but let's say that, okay, we want to make this more sellable, have the facts, but then give a bit more boost when for example, advertising. So let's do that. This, drag and drop it there, and just a second. Yes. And now I have a new product description for Ruptin Insomnia. Yeah, with the facts, route RV 17, 586 meter summit, 2-3 hours. The facts are there, the seasons are there, times are there, facts are okay. And then it's not over promising. There's no Arctic cliches or mountaineering cliches that you are now mountain expert, blah, blah, blah. Amazing journey. And it's more down to earth and more, probably more to the tone of voice from the website. If you want to modify this is just a small tip. You can take the information, copy paste it to Word document, for example. You can ask it to rewrite it if you want to modify it, but you can also open this into so-called canvas. I will show it. You can ask open in canvas. Usually you have a button here where you can open it in canvas, but let's just write open in canvas. Canvas is in ChatGPT kind of edit mode. So it writes the same text here, but here we have edit. Now when I press edit, our prompt is here on the left. This dialogue that I have had, the text is here. And now I can modify it here. I can add text here, or for example, if I want to say that reaching Rupting takes 2 to 3 hours one way, covering, okay, if I say, okay, now it's 7.2, this was wrong, or it's moderate challenging, and I would say, it's rather easy route. So I can modify it, and I can also paint some areas here. And if I like, I can say that only for this part, I say boost this part up and make it amazing. And this is, of course, on the contrary of everything I have said previously, but just as an example. So now it modified only this part with the new new prompt. Rutint hike insomnia is true gem of Helgeland. Journey that leads you from deep whispering forest trails. Then well, I don't know. Let's keep it down, and I can say tone it down back to more realistic. And this is editing mode that you can use in ChatGPT. Just a tip to use. Might be useful, especially if you are drafting a long document and you want to really work on it. You could, for example, I haven't actually tested, but you can, for example, search online reviews of the summit and put couple actual quotes here. Let's see if it can do that. I haven't tested this one. Okay, it couldn't locate any verified guest reviews specifically quoting the summit of Rupting Insomnia. Yeah, maybe we could do more work and it could find something, but that's something that you can also try with your own company. Hey, we have a lot of stuff to go through, so let's move forward. So we have 35 minutes here. Yeah, let's then jump to Google EEAT framework and how this impacts search visibility and how we should align AI supported content with EEAT standards. So first, what is Google EEAT? This stands for Experience expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. And these are criteria used by Google. They have these Google quality raters. That's a thousands of people working for Google, or they are not Google workers, they are paid by Google all around the world, I have understood. And they evaluate how helpful and reliable content is. And they rate different kind of content. And based on that rating, Google will change their algorithm. And this means that better your content matches to the ratings, the better your search engine results are. You will be higher in Google rating. And what these acronyms stand for: E, experience. You should show in your product description, in your website, first-hand involvement with the topic. So, for example, guides personal story of the tour. You should show that you have experience. If you are talking about husky rides, if you're talking about northern lights, if you're talking about spotting birds in the summer, you should show that we have experience. We have done this 10 years. Our tour guide Tour here. Tour has been bird expertise and master in biology and so on. And expertise that you have sufficient knowledge and skills to speak about topic. Well, Tour with his master's degree in biology would be better example in this. So citing a certified hiking guide. You should show authoritativeness, so the reputation of the author or the site with the subject area, and you can say who has written the text, for example, who she or he is, if you have local awards, media mentions, and so on. And then trustworthiness. This is the foundation. This is one of the most important things. Content must be honest, safe, clearly authored, and transparent. People should know who has written this text. Is it AI? Is it some person? Is it the entrepreneur? Is there pricing? What are the privacy policy? Especially if it's about something that concerns safety. And for example, in the Arctic, if you have guided tours and things like that, if you have suggestions for trails, it should show transparency, safety. It cannot be just this magnificent aurora spotlighting in the mountains. Just go there and be your self-made Rambo or things like that. That will be badly ranked. So there's a checklist to self-evaluate your content. This is from Google EEAT framework. Who created the content? Is the author clearly shown? You should always show who has created the content. How was the content created? Is it first-hand experience? Is it shown the experience? And why should the reader trust this source? Is the reputation, transparent methods, and so on. I will give you a link. There's a link for the document. This is not the full document. It's not the full document is hundreds of pages and it's not public. There are sources in the internet. There are leaks where that document leaks out, but there are more questions from Google's site, which is here. And I can show you it's this website. I can send it to the chat. So here are the information about how Google ranking system works. And here are quality questions that you can ask yourself and your website, and then you can adjust. And one important thing here is people first content. So you should always create the content for people, not to manipulate search engine rankings. This is what many marketing companies do. This is what many companies do. They create the content for search engines. And this is something that I did. You can blame me that, Ville, can you go back to your previous examples and all the examples? Did you write there, create compelling, conversion-focused and search engine optimized product description? Yes, I did. So you can blame me. This was not the way to do it. And now I know that, because in order to raise the awareness and get more clicks from Google, you should actually make it for people, and that will be better. We don't want to manipulate search engine results. I will give you this link, and it will be in the material also. And here, I will check the comments here. Yes, Marika mentioned about grassy screen still. Thanks, Kristin, for participating. And yeah, so here I was. Then a question: does Google penalize, punish using AI content in content creation? Meaning, if you create content with AI, does it mean Google doesn't show it anymore in the search results? No, it doesn't do that. Google, this is from Google sources. Google does not penalize content solely because it was created AI. So Google penalizes low quality, unhelpful, or search engine manipulative content, regardless how it was created. Human can create bad content. AI and machine can create bad content. Both can do that. Both can do bad things and good things. So for Google point of view, AI is merely a tool, similar like translations. So the intent is the key. We try to follow people first and these EEAT criteria. And so then you will get better results in Google. Now we can evaluate content against Google's EEAT framework. I did a small prompt here on the left-hand side, which you can try and use with your own content. I'm not saying this is the best prompt, but this is an example. So this prompt: your experienced content strategist specialized in Google's EEAT framework. Evaluate the following web page or product description from the perspective how real, trustworthy, and experience-based it feels to reader. I have the criteria here, and I want to have a short evaluation, summary, and concrete improvement suggestions. I have few pages here from Sweden, from Finland, couple, and let's test. And I don't want to, hopefully no one will be offended about these examples, but, and I don't want to point out that this is bad, but when we talk about the content, now we talk about looked at Google EEAT framework, and this is from Visit Sweden. There's dog sledding in Sweden, and the questions were, for example, can we see who the author is here? And we don't see any author here who wrote this. Do we have expertise here? Is there expertise that maybe somebody who actually knows dog sledding has written this? So there's exotic mushing, Alaskan Husky, Swedish mountains, and then there's information about what is dog sledding, and there's like a general information. There are, if you're lucky, you might spot reindeer, Wolverine, Arctic hares on your trip, and maybe Arctic fox. There might be kind of Northern Lights. This is marketing information. This is marketing text. A bit about what to wear. This is very generic information. Warm clothes. Well, duh, of course we wear warm clothes. There's no, basically, if I would make a description about what to wear in some area where I would be a guide, I would say, okay, there's this merino wool outwear. You should wear this and this and this, and kind of you should show the expertise there, not generic content. And also when and where to experience dog sledding. And then there's ski resorts in Scandinavian mountains. This is of zero value to anybody. And well, ski resort in Scandinavia, I would need more information, where to go, which facility, and so on. So we can try this, and this is just an example, quick example, not saying that there's purpose why this has been made, so no, hopefully nobody will get offended. I will take the website here, and then I will take the prompt that I created, and I will ask ChatGPT to do this quick analysis of the content and compare that, evaluate that against the EEAT content. And now it gives strengths, some sense of place in the Swedish mountains, Swedish Lapland. That's quite a broad, I would say that, well, some sense. Concrete elements, and then there's weakness, vivid sensory detail. There's no smells, sounds, how it felt. There's fairly generic, winter wonderland, exotic, bucket list experience. There are a few first-hand local voice elements. It's written in promotional tone rather than I did this, I found this. And there's no attribution to specific guides or local experts. So this is where you should try to avoid kind of, I'm not saying this is AI created, but I would say try to avoid generic content and try to make it more authentic. I will give you another example here. This is our customer. I'm sorry, Nalikari, to use you as an example. This is in the Oulu area. A beautiful place. Go there and love the folks there. But if we talk about magical northern lights and this AI sameness, not saying this is made by AI, but this is 1 in a million, this kind of a header. And if we go through this text, there's mesmerizing, enchanting phenomenon, dancing lights in the sky, captivate people for centuries, inspiring myths and legends around the world, and so on. And located in the North Finland, of course, it's unique combination, and you can see it here. Best time to see northern lights. It's almost year-round, but I don't. Depends on many factors. Autumn and winter. This is again 0 value to anybody. Autumn and winter, and so on. There's no authenticity here. There's no customer reviews. There's no I did there, I was there. This is how it really feels to look for them 8 hours, 6 hours, middle of the night, nothing, and then maybe the 6th night I went there out and I saw them. I won't do the prompting here, but just an example how you can use the EEAT framework and go through the websites and then try to polish them and make them better. Then I'm going to show you one of the best cases that I saw, and to create content, and it's not AI created, I would say, and it's from Visit Valparts, because I went to Visit Valparts and I saw, okay, they have Northern Lights winter, and I thought that, okay, once again there's a magnificent blah 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 blah, but no way, this is the best content that I have read about Northern Lights, and I think that this is truly something that everyone should but somehow for me it was very poetic, even when they explain here their Northern Lights winter, and I read this that, okay, sounds a bit boring. There's October sets in the evenings, almost darken, daylight fades and so on. There's no magnificence, there's no world-class bucket list here. It's more about toning down. Dark season is full swing, beautiful landscape. There's the blue hues, midday twilight mood. It's more about the feeling, how the darkness really feels there. And then when you have the polar night feels darker than the regular dark season, as the sun never rises past 6 degrees or more. So they're very detailed, even scientific here, explaining why the dark is darker in that area compared to, for example, this area where I am. And then there's the light in the dark, first explaining the darkness, but then there's the light in the dark. Again, it's not about magnificent dances in the sky, and there's a beautiful, there's a long year byen, our little light bulb. And these kind of sayings, for me, it's more like poetry and much more sellable kind of using of words. And then you have the facts that what you can do, and you can go to jazz clubs and experience the Northern Lights and so on. So I like this from visual point of view, from every sales point of view. There's things that could be improved probably, but from EEAT perspective, I really like this, and much better than kind of the generic AI sameness that I talked in the beginning. And that being said, just a short exercise: AI versus human content. So I will create a quick prompt: create product description for polar bear spotting in Svalbard, and then we can see the page from Svalbard that is actually probably human made. So let's try this. So here is spotting polar bears in Svalbard, and your journey follows the fjords and drift ice where polar bears are most often sight hunting. Seals are moving. Every trip is different. Nature sets the agenda. Some days you may observe bear through binoculars, and you may follow fresh tracks and so on. And then there, I didn't give it any information about it, duration and so on. Yeah, it's a good description, and not that much over promising. And the safety here, there's a lot of good things. It could be more generic if I go to Microsoft Copilot, and let's see if it gives me, just a second, I will confirm that I'm human. Give me, okay, this is more AI slop. Embark on the ultimate Arctic safari and witness the king of the north and its nature realm. Venture into the pristine wilderness of Svalbard, where the icy fjords, towering glaciers, and endless tundra set the stage for. Okay, this is what I'm talking about, and what to expect. Scenic landscapes and so on. Track polar bears, and from structure point of view, this is like spot on. You have the very adjective hook here, and good header. You have the description saying that, okay, this, I have to be there. This is a bucket list. You have what to expect, and you have the facts here and everything. But from ethics point of view and authenticity point of view, this is very, very bad, and not according to, especially not according to Valbard's internal guidelines, because here we have, I will show you, Valbard has made something that everyone should make, principles for responsible marketing. So there are 10 principles of responsible marketing, and there's law and regulations: no clickbait allowed, wildlife admire, don't disturb, polar bears, they are amazing, but they are not the only reason to visit. And here, they are best experienced from a long distance, which is why we limit the use of close-up images of polar bears in our marketing. This is a great example of ethical usage of imagery, and I would bet my 10 bucks that they are not using AI to create polar bear images here, and local communities and so on. So this is very, very good example. And here, Northern Lights, no guarantees, no raves. Northern Lights are magical, but we are not promising to see them every night. And remember, waiting is part of the game. So this is a good example where we can change the story and differentiate from the competitors, not saying that come and see the dances of the gods in the sky, but say that come here and see darkness that you have never seen. and because of this and this, and then there might be that beautiful light bulb that comes every now and then. Maybe you see it, maybe you don't, but you have story to tell when you waited 8 hours in the night and to look for it. And so I will open example of this here. I have side by side the Visit Svalbard's polar bear, the king of the Arctic, and this is their description. Again, from reading wise, there's a lot to improve here. The font is small, there's a lot of text here, and there's a bit more sellable, could be good, but this is according to their guidelines. And again, if I'm interested in polar bears, this would be the site where I would go. If somebody asks, what are polar bears, where to find them, are they in Svalbard, I would take this page and give this to everybody. And this would be my go-to source for polar bears, because this brings trust and authenticity. And some things here, for example, is there are no polar bear safaris in Svalbard. So it's the best place in the world to see these, but there are no polar bear safaris. And unlike some other places in the world, there are no organized tours and so-called polar bear safaris. And I was like, why not? And we are often asked this question. And when is the best time to see? The answer is that you cannot predict that. And this kind of honesty and expertise, it kind of shows you that they really know what they are talking about. And it gives me more kind of enthusiasm. Well, I want to see them, that this is really the thing, that you can really see them there and they know what they're talking about. And the longer you stay in Svalbard, the greater chance you have. So this is a good example. You can be the judge when you see the results here. The AI created, and then on the right-hand side, you have the Svalbard's version. From sales point of view, left-hand side, that's kind of perfect for structure. AI brings the structure and the story and the elements that are needed in a good writing. But right-hand side is better for authenticity and better for Google EEAT framework, because it's safety, trustworthy, and especially safety because we are talking about polar bears. So we have 11 minutes time, so let's jump into practical tools and guidelines, how to combine AI speed with human expertise. And I will show you, we will skip this, but this is just an example how to do better content creation. So you can ask, write product description for Northern Lights experience for hotel in Sweden, Lapland, or you can say, write the description as if by a local guide who has personally experienced the activity. Include one verifiable fact or local detail. Search also after user reviews. Include those in the description. Use trustworthy, informative tone and build confidence in the reader. So this prompt here is based on Google EEAT in mind, and it's more authentic, more experience. And by using this, you will probably get better results than the generic results. Then you can teach AI to write in your style and your tone of voice. We can take the Google EEAT instructions. Then we can take your actual blog post, social media post, your articles that human has written, maybe your brand guide, maybe your prices and product offering. And we can give all this to Gen AI like ChatGPT. And then we have the good prompt, the anatomy of a good prompt, role, persona, task, format. And thus you can create more genuine, authentic content. Let's make a short practice here. I told you yesterday about AI assistants and agents. These are ways to create standardized styled content to a specific task using company's own data sources. And we can have offer generating AI assistant, email responder, sales material producer, or content production agent. we're going to create now content production agent that will be complying to Google EEAT instructions, but also we will teach our company's tone of voice, so it will create more authentic, more accurate information. So we will combine the best of humans and AI. And we will be doing this using, this is what we're going to do. You can use, to do this quickly, 2 features are recommended. If you are using ChatGPT, you can use the project feature. We did yesterday a project, or you can make customized GPT. It works similar way as a project, but you can also share this with, for example, customers. You can send a link to other person. So I will show you how to do this customized GPT. And I will use Bear Hill because they had a nice blog posts. Not sure if they are created with AI or not. I assume not. So I will use them as an example. So we will create a content creator assistant or agent for Bear Hill. And I have here a prompt. What I have done, I went to Bear Hill website. Just a second, we have Bear Hill here, Bear Hill Husky. This is Bear Hill Husky, I guess in Rovaniemi, Finland. So they have a husky farm, there are different tours, and also there's a blog which I like. So there are a lot of blog posts here about the dogs, about Lumi and so on. What is the best time to visit Lapland? There's a haunted kennel, how we moved into Lieksa's darkest secret. So this is the tone of voice of the company, and I want to make similar kind of content. And also there are the products. I want to use the product information to create accurate content using this product information. So I'm combining these. Now I have taken those information in here. I have some of the blog posts here as a PDF document. Some of the products are as a PDF document here. Not all, but just some. Then I go to ChatGPT. Here, not there, here. And here from the, not there, let's take a new chat. And not there. Here we have GPTs. Here. GPTs, I will first press explore, and there are GPTs that others have made. This Expedia has made some and Canva has made some, but I will press create here, and I will give this a name. This is Bear Hill Husky content creator. Description: creates content for Bear Hill Husky tour. Then I have the instruction, and I will give it the instruction that I drafted, and you can use this as an example when you get the material. So I will give this instruction. So your job is to help Bear Hill Husky Tour write content for social media, blogs, newsletters, product descriptions. Its tone and writing style are based on Bear Hill's own articles and storytelling. Warm, trustworthy, and professional. Tone and style: write as Bear Hill would speak to its guests. Use natural, simple language. Avoid cliches, empty adjectives like magical Lapland, once in a lifetime. Describe real moments, what the dogs do, how the snow sounds, what visitor can expect for us. These are all made based on the Google EEAT guidelines. If you're unsure about fact, don't invent it. Leave it out or ask for clarification. Keep it clear and honest. Real information matters more than fancy wording. So these are from the Google EEAT, but also from the trustworthy AI that we talked in Monday's webinar. Source material: use the existing articles as writing examples. Now we are teaching the AI to write in the way that we would write. And here are the Google's people first approach also here. And so I will give this here. I can put a conversation starters that create blog post, create this would be a newsletter or sorry, and product description, and then I can upload files here, Ville, and I will select all these. I think there's like 20 file maximum here, so I will only upload these. Yeah, there's a question from Kati. Is it better to provide all training materials to AI in PDF format, or does simply sharing a link to the material fail to serve the same purpose? Usually, it's better to give it as a file. In some cases, the AI cannot read the link, especially ChatGPT has problems reading the links. Google Gemini does better work, but this is more accurate. You will be more sure to get the information for the AI if you want to give a product description. So I would suggest sharing link. It can be Word document, it can be Excel, it can be PowerPoint, it can be PDF, but you can use also, you can test the link, but usually it's better to use the file. You can here modify the capabilities. Can this GPT do web search, image creation, and so on? I want to give it all the options here, and then I will press create, and anyone with the link can open this, and then it will create that, and I will share it to you, and then we can start creating content with the Bear Hill Husky content creator here. Just a second. Now we have not this very quickly done, so be gentle on the reviews of this chatbot, but I will share it there. So you need to have ChatGPT license. Don't mind the company here. It's one of my companies. I also work in social and healthcare, and this is my social and healthcare company. We create AI there. So now I can ask that create blog post about Husky trip, what to wear, blog post, what to wear, blog post about what to wear in Husky trip, for example, like this. Not saying that this is okay, I could say that, okay, don't use these M dashes here, but not sure if this is, at least it should now be according to the examples, and then be according to the Google EEAT and so on. But you can test it, and especially if there's Bear Hill Husky folks there, you can test, is this good? I would say that I would adjust for example, these M dashes that ChatGPT likes to put there, and also I could adjust the length and so on. So I wouldn't give this short of a prompt. But this is example how you can build, teach AI your writing style, your tone of voice by giving it examples as much as you can. You can give just a second, Tina asked, I could open the link with my free version. Can I use this variation as I invite you following the link to the same level as you do? Yeah, you should be able to use it, but I have here the option to select the thinking model. So I'm not sure if you have option to use this. So you probably have to use the order model. So not sure if you can use the thinking model. But basically, when I'm now talking with ChatGPT, now I'm out of that co-creator, that bot, and I want to create a blog post. I can ask with just a second. Yeah, I can press @ sign, not that one. Just a second, that was the wrong one here. I can press here, No, there, this. This sign and then Bear Hill, and it should open me the, no, it doesn't. Okay, it is not working, so sometimes it opens the Bear. Now it opens. So I can select it here, and now I can start talking. So I can request that, hey, come here, I need your help. So you can use the ChatGPT as you like, but then in some case you want to invite this content creator into your dialogue and start creating content. You could have another agent for finance advisor, you could have another agent for HR, and then you could kind of invite them to the dialogue and then say, create product description for something. Yeah, so sorry, actually, we're running out of time. Sorry, I'm just blabbering. So please do go ahead and test that. And I would say that will make a big difference when creating content, when you give the context. And then after that, you don't have to always say that, okay, be our marketing manager, your job is to do blah, 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 blah. You can give that information as background, and then it will make your work more effective. So key takeaways as a result, I would suggest use AI to bring automation, speed, and structure when you need. For example, creating a advertisement if you don't know what is the good structure of advertisement. And then when you prompt, you draft, maybe you work with the canvas that I showed. Always use human review, then publish feedback, and then learn and do it again. And like I said, do responsible prompting. Give the prompt clear role, task, context, tone, and also the limits. Not over-promising. Use the Google EEAT and use our own content as an example. And just a short checklist here. Human oversight always, so do not direct copy paste AI results. Be transparent. You can say that this is co-created with AI, and also align it according to the culture, environment, and ethical guidelines, which we talk in Trustworthy AI webinar in Monday. And also use this people first approach, no search engine manipulation there. Sorry about rushing up in the end, but that's all from my side. Thank you again very much. Sorry for going 5 minutes over time, but hopefully you got useful tips, tricks, information, how to create better content, but also how to create kind of content that differentiates from the competitors, stands out, but also is ethical and respectful. So thank you a lot, and please don't hesitate to contact if you have any questions. And I still have time for questions, so please do. You can ask anything.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ville. This was excellent. Very hands-on, very practical, and extremely good real-life examples, putting a lot of emphasis on the real life there. So also to wrap it a little bit, it is that within the Arctic, we are indeed in the most authentic area of the globe. So let's make sure together to provide the content for our travelers and visitors, which is authentic, even though AI can be a great assistant, but let's keep it as an assistant and remember to have the human voice and touch there. As Ville mentioned in the beginning, all of the materials with the presentation and also a little bit hands-on checklists for you guys will be delivered early next week for everyone who has participated within the AETC Tech Week. So once more, a heartfelt thank you to Ville and to all of the participants. I think there is one question from Kati, regarding the previous, that what is the difference between using a project versus an agent for tasks like this? Kati was asking this. Kati, do you wanna? Yeah, it was about 7 minutes ago. So we were,
Just a second. I will share my screen once again. So can you see the screen?
Yes.
So it's a good question. We have two options what we can do here. We can create these GPTs. This is something that ChatGPT made first, and Claude has the same things. In Microsoft, they are called Copilot agents. So this works similar as Microsoft Copilot agent. I have the free version here, so I don't have the agent here. Or is it? No, I don't have, but it's the similar as Copilot agent. And then after that, ChatGPT came out of projects. Basically, it's the same thing. These GPTs can be shared with others. You can share them with team members. For example, in some of my companies, we have 5 different GPTs for different purposes, and they are shared all with the coworkers. And there might be some GPT that is only for management and so on. But the projects are more for your own purpose. Nowadays, you can also share the project, but previously you couldn't share. And these are also for basic work as a folder. So basically, all the stuff that you create here, all the conversations that you do will be under this folder. So you can consider it if you have a project, for example, or you have you're working with the new strategy, for example, in your company. You can put all the strategy work folders here and start working it here. So it's more kind of folderish idea, but it can still be used as a kind of a content creator assistant. So pretty much the same thing, but GPTs came first, and you can share them with your teammates, or even like I did, I shared them with you. Hopefully that answered.
Yes, a very good clarification. Thank you. Would you have any other questions or comments at this point for Ville? Let's see. Yes, we do have a raised hand. Alexi, go ahead. You can open your mic.
Yeah. Thanks. My question is that do you use memory on using ChatGPT or AI, or do you just have it off?
For me, because I'm doing these trainings multiple in a week, I have it off because then it would mix all the companies that I work with. So, but if I would work in a single company, then I would definitely put it on. So it can be done here with when your own account, and then you have the settings.
Yeah, I know. My question, I tried the memory on just now, and I just felt like it did ChatGPT so much worse, because then it started to correspond on to different matters from older contexts.
Exactly. It goes to the wrong paths. That's why I don't use that, because it might previously, like 2 years ago, I had a ChatGPT did that. I had conversation. I think I had the memory on, or was it a feature? But
it was a feature.
Yeah, it mentioned something that I talked 5 days ago, and I said, no, forget that. Now we're talking about this here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask. Yeah. For rest of you, memories, like as we spoke, it's not good thing. And if your ChatGPT starts corresponding to different matters, then you know that your memory is on ChatGPT, and it's bad. Okay, nice.
Yeah. Thanks for the raising up. That is an important issue.
Yeah.
Thanks, Alex.
I wanted to hear your professional view on the memory. That do you use it or do you not use it? And you don't use it, so it's good not to use memory.
Yeah, I would say not use. Somebody says that when they have used the memory for a long time, then it's nice to ask ChatGPT, okay, tell me what you know about me and what are my deepest fears or something like that. For personal use, might be good, but for professional use, I would put it off.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Let me check the chat here. No questions so far in the chat. Do we have any other raised hands at this point? No. But as in the beginning, Ville shared his contacts, and of course, we are here for you as well as the AETC project. And we don't have any questions or comments, so I do believe it is time to wrap this session up, but also at the same time, we can wrap up the Arctic Europe Tourism Cluster Tech Week. And a quick reminder, we will gather all of the materials from the whole Tech Week, and you will receive the link to all of the recordings and all of the materials with the presentations and the individual assignments and tasks that you can do your own practical practices on in the beginning of next week. But already in Arctic Europe Tourism Cluster's YouTube channel, you can see all of the 7 webinars and momentarily this webinar as well. At this point, I will turn off also the recording. And